guys at the riots. I think it is funny when you see the people who are like there, hardcore, like expensive ass mask, and then you see people with like 4-year-old still in their closet COVID masks who are just waiting for it to be nighttime so they can steal. Where it's like they're just waiting for it to shut down so they can, rock on into the Apple store and get a free iPad that's just gonna blare at them as soon as they get it home.
To be fair, like the LA thing melted down for 2 or 3 days, but there have been nationwide. Yeah. But there have been nationwide protests with tens of millions of people, maybe 100 million people. I don't fucking know. It seemed like the streets were full in every major city. And by and large, there wasn't looting and there wasn't violence. The LA thing melted down. I haven't seen that in other cities, maybe because of the way Trump has cracked down. I don't know how many troops are in LA right now. I keep reading about more and more and more and more. And when I go to that video footage, there's like Marines on the street corner.
That's got to be like, of all the places you can be deployed as a Marine, that's got to be one of the nice places, right? LA? Sunshine, tasty food.
I'd rather go to Hawaii or Japan, I think, if I was a Marine.
Okay, yeah, Japan's probably tippity top. Then Hawaii.
Singapore. Any of those Asian countries I'm down for. If you're just like hanging out there on a base or something, the shitty place to be would be the Middle East. Can you imagine you're in one of those scary bases in Iraq or Syria or, right there between Israel and Iran right now? You're the people, like, the fear is that if the U.S. chips in or somehow, or the U.S. helps too much, that Iran's going to attack our bases there like they've done before. Those guys are on the front line of World War III. If it pops off, it's those Marines and bases in the Middle East. So yeah, I would rather be in LA than there, though.
For sure, no one wants to be in the Middle East.
No, not even the Middle Easterners.
No, and like there's only a few places in the whole Middle East where you can be like, damn, it's hot. I'm going to go to the beach. Most of it is just like, no, it's just sand, no beach, no nice little bit of relaxation. You live in the middle of Saudi Arabia. This shit sucks, dude. That's awful.
You're from Missouri.
Yeah, but there's like a bunch of trees, and there's trees, and it's lush, and it's not dry.
Imagine not being near the beach, hypothetically.
Well, the fact that if I lived in the middle of Arizona, I'd probably feel the same way, where it'd be like, oh, this sucks. It's dry heat. There's no greenery to cheer you up. Look
dry
outside.
Heat's the good heat.
But then you don't get like cool plants as much. I like being in a very forested area. It cheers me up that seeing the cycle, like watching them die in the winter and then come back in the spring and get lush in the summer. And it's nice.
I always got depressed when I'd go to the desert, when I'd spend like long periods of time in New Mexico or Arizona. Like Georgia is very green. It's like the Smoky Mountains I think are considered a rainforest. Really? In certain areas, it's a ton of rain they get every year. It qualifies for it, I think.
The desert.
I go to New Mexico. Ugh.
It's only pretty at first. Like I go there and I'm like, wow, check this out. Like if you see like, I don't know, the red cliffs that go into the sunset, and you can barely tell where the sunset begins and the land starts, and it's like just the most amazing thing. That's what day one is. It's like the first snow of the year. It's beautiful. By day 6, you're like, this shit, enough. Bro, I get it. What is with your monocolor state? It's all brown. Brown's not even the color I would pick to revolve around. It's one of the lower tier colors.
It's got to be the worst color to be, a monotonous, in a literal sense, area. Yeah, you wouldn't like that. That would suck. Green's if you're gonna have one color, it's got to be. And you don't even if you live in a very forested area, blue. It's not just green. Blue would be sick. True.
Yeah, like I'm thinking of like a Caribbean type environment where the water is blue and it dominates the look of the place.
Yeah.
Not any blue plants, unfortunately. Wish they were. That'd be prettier.
It would be. Why don't our scientists get on that? How come none of that USAID money went to cool plant colors?
I think it's in the star systems where it's a different kind of star that gives off more ultraviolet light. The plants would be blue there instead of green. Something about the chlorophyll and the way plants work.
Well, I wouldn't want all of them blue.